Alright guys, check this out. Dollar versus the Swiss franc. My top favorite position in place at the moment. I'm registering a staggering 315 pip at the moment and still counting, right? Because the official price target was and pretty much still is 101.18. So we're talking about 200 pip to go. Having said that, I actually added a second further price target, which would be the previous major high. All right, I was talking about that before, and I decided there's lots of room for it. I think price can easily push through that 101.18 all the way to 103.40. I want to show you where this level is coming from. So the setup, if you remember, is a monthly one. And it's a pretty well established setup. We got, trading range, we got 3 legs, where the third leg was touching base really nicely on the bottom key level and began to form the fourth leg. So effectively speaking, we're in the middle of the fourth leg, but obviously it's a monthly setup, so every single segment here, it's a major trend. Right, so we had the first upside segment, which was a brilliant move we were able to take full advantage of, by the way, and followed by this downside correction, which I felt was a local downside correction, meaning local, correcting the previous upside segment, right? So it's just a downside correction rather than anything else. The very fact that it touched base so beautifully with the bottom key level 96.51 was remarkable, right? Remember this moment? Price was starting to pull back, right? And I was waiting for that to happen. As the spike began to form, I knew the downside correction is over. We're back on the upside from a large term perspective. So we're halfway there. Pretty sure we're gonna make it all the way to 101.18 sooner than later. What would happen at that point? That remains questionable. Price may go into a serious downside correction. It may actually break it easily and just continue on the upside all the way to the previous high. All right, so yeah, should be interesting. Let me take you again to the daily chart, because here, there a few days we haven't touched base here on the dollar Swiss franc, and you can see why. There is, in the previous 4 days or so, very tight trading range, very tight sideways movement, so tight it's barely noticeable. So I actually didn't even apply the symmetric setup on that such a small scale, and I'm just waiting on this, waiting for price to start and build up the positive momentum again. But I do have some reservation at this point. So price may actually still go into a downside correction. What I feel is that this particular level that price had managed to overcome, 98.50, could be a floor for a downside correction. So if price hits that level, begins a downside correction and hits that level, I may actually become interested in increasing that position at that spot exactly, right? Now, if it just continues on the upside, I will look to take some profit off the table once it reached 99.93. You remember this level. I was declaring this level as an important secondary target. All right. So there you go. A little bit on the short-term perspective. And we're still very much bullish. Bullish outlook on the dollar versus the Swiss franc. I wish us all good luck. We'll see you in the next video.